So based on what we have here, we have excess supply and excess demand, right? Good. The equilibrium price, this is the point of agreement between demand and supply, right? We call this equilibrium point. Then we have the quantity. This is equilibrium quantity. Then we have the price, which is equilibrium price. So this is a market, right? In this market, both consumers and producers, they have to agree on certain price. So the price they agreed upon is 1.5. So that means the market can produce 60 products and 60 products will be sold. So this will make the market to clear. We call it clearing market. The market will clear. The market will clear because both producers and suppliers, both producers and consumers have accepted to pay the same price. So demand and supply equals. Now, what brings about excess supply and what brings about excess demand? For excess supply, it is always based on price being sold above equilibrium price. Above equilibrium price is 2 and 2.5, yes or no? This is above equilibrium price, this is above equilibrium price, yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Now, if in this market for mushrooms, the price increases from 1.5 to 2, do you think consumers will be willing to buy?
Yeah.
Consumers, do you think they will be willing to buy if the price increases from 1.5 to 2?
Yeah.
No. So what does that simply mean? But for producers, based on the law of demand, the higher the price, the lower the quantity demanded. So rational consumers are not expected to buy. But producers, based on the law of supply, the higher the price, the higher the quantity supplied. So producers will be willing to produce more, yes or no? In this market, 60 goods are supposed to be produced and sold. Now the price has increased from 1.5 to 2. The quantity supply in the market would increase to what? 80. Based on the law of supply, producers have incentive to produce more because the quantity supply is increasing. Are you with me? So the supply is increasing from 1.5 to 2. The quantity supply would increase from 60 to 80. Yes or no?
Yeah.
So the market will only clear at 60. So there's excess supply because 80 minus 60 will give us 20. So the market will be left with excess supply of mushrooms of 20 because the market can only clear at 60. But the law of supply would make suppliers to produce more. Businesses want to produce more because that's the only way to make profit. Do you get it?
Yeah, I get it.
That is about excess supply. And for excess demand, the price has to be sold below the equilibrium price, which is 1.5. This is the market clearing price, and this is the quantity supplied and demanded. But now, the price has fell from 1.5 to 1. There's a fall in price from 1.5 to 1. So a fall in price from 1.5 to 1 increases the quantity demanded. So the quantity demanded is always 60, right? Now that there's a fall in price from 1.5 to 1, producers will be willing to produce less. Yes or no? So there will be excess demand more than supply because the market can only be sold at this point. Now that there's a fall in price from 1.5 to 1, demand would increase from 60 to what? 80. So there will be excess demand of 20, which the producers are not willing to produce based on the law of supply. The lower the price, the lower the quantity supplied. So producers are not going to be willing to produce more in excess of 80 so that consumers can buy because it does not favor them at a lower price. It only favors them at a higher price. So both situations will bring about what we call disequilibrium. Disequilibrium. Excess supply disequilibrium, excess demand disequilibrium. So what should happen here? The market has to, come back to equilibrium. So producers might make the market come back to equilibrium by reducing their price again from 2 to 1.5. And if the price reduces from 2 to 1.5, consumers will be able to buy more. Then the market will come back to equilibrium at 60. So whenever there's disequilibrium through excess supply, producers supply less, reduce the price so that the market can come back to equilibrium. And whenever there's excess demand, producers raises the price from 1 to 1.5 so that the market can come back to equilibrium. So from 80 to 60 equilibrium, from 80 to 60 equilibrium. So both excess demand and excess supply would have to be corrected, and to correct it, the price has to change. Does it make sense?